Hello, I'm back again reacting to a video from the Internet Historian, and this time it is his video about the virus, or at least his false video about the virus. We finally get to talk about the virus, and just like many people, I have opinions when it comes to all the stuff that happened with the virus, but his videos are more entertainment and funny things, but there still might be some things that I can commentate on, as far as that I can commentate on when it comes to politics or science and whatnot. Not that I'm good at any of those. Either way, without further ado, let's get to the video. Oh, Fallout reference.
Inhale. I can finally breathe again.
Oh.
It must be over. Scanning for traces of human life.
Oh, it is a
5G
Fallout
scanners activate.
So that's what those 5G scanners were. That's what the 5G things were for, so that they could scan for life when the apocalypse happened. Excuse me.
Nothing detected. The species Homo sapien is extinct.
Oh.
It's time to fulfill my purpose.
Oh, what's your purpose?
Executing Operation Ice to Sea.
Ice to Sea? What? Oh. Fallout 4.
Welcome back. Let me brief you on how the world ended.
Okay, tell us how the world ended. Although COVID was a big thing, it was a big shakeup for many people, many countries, not just my own.
Actually, the details are a bit foggy, but it's
well, I mean, we have an idea of how it happened, I guess, but there's a lot of things that we don't know, or things are unwilling to be looked at.
I believe that Batman was eating soup with his hands at a Chinese restaurant when someone coughed on the croutons.
The bat soup thing. That was funny. I remember that. Toilet people! Yeah, I remember I remember when the whole toilet people thing was going on, and my grandma had called to see if me and my mom were doing fine. And one of the things that my grandma asked about, was if we had toilet people. And it's like, yes, we have toilet people, but we don't need to go out and stockpile toilet people. If you really need to make sure your butt is cleaned, then after you're done, just take your pants off, go into the shower. Go into the shower or tub, and have the water run on your backside, and then you just scrub your butt. You just scrub your butt in your crack, in your hole, with soap and water if you want to. But you may not need to use soap and water. You may not need to use soap, but definitely the water.
January 2020. The virus is
that when it started? It's been so long.
Spreading across the globe.
Alright, now everyone just plops over dead and we win. Sweet.
Oh,
and
yep.
everyone was amped to start panicking.
Oh yes, everybody was panicking, and well, that's when the toilet people was gone.
Oh my god, the virus TM is everywhere. In your country, in your homes, in your city.
It took a long time before I caught it though. Although I think I caught the lesser strain of it. So all I did was just have some bad aches. Mostly some bad aches and a fever, I think, and I was extremely tired.
You better not touch that door handle, better not touch your face. Don't touch me, breathe somewhere else, Vector. People said.
Yeah, people were extremely crazy, and even now I still see people wear masks in my area, and well, as far as I know, my area isn't one that is known for being left-leaning or to be scared.
Oh, I suppose it is kind of cute, though. No,
Corona-chan.
I must resist. Guys, does anyone else feel like the air in here is kind of chunky? How do I take my white cell count? These ones all look red.
Well, I mean, the white cells would be mixed in with that, but I actually don't know. What do white blood cells look like under the microscope? Or what I mean is, what color are they? Do we call them white blood cells because they're white, and red blood cells red because they're red when they're outside the body?
You get the idea. So naturally, rumors started to spread. And the first one...
Oh yeah. Yep, the rumors, although the one that I think is the most funny is the bat soup. That one was quite funny.
was about toilet paper.
Wait, rumor about toilet paper? What is that? I mean, what's going on with the toilet paper rumor?
I heard that here in Australia, 90% of our toilet paper is produced in China.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had toilet paper made in China. I don't know where the toilet paper came from that I've been using, but I would not be surprised if it's not USA.
Maybe that means there'll be no more stock.
So the public went out to grab an extra pack.
So that's why people were so crazy about getting toilet paper. I thought that it was extremely odd, and it didn't have any sort of basis as to why people frantically wanted toilet paper. But also, I don't think toilet paper is the biggest concern anyways. It makes more sense to buy food and maybe sanitizing stuff if you're really concerned about what's going on.
Then the news stories started coming in about the lockdown.
Yeah, that wasn't very fun. Although 2 weeks turned into 2 years, basically.
Fears realized. So they grabbed 2 packs. No one knew how long the lockdown would last either.
Well, originally it was only 2 weeks, if I remember right, but it wasn't. Because I remember when I would go down to the plasma place a few times to donate plasma, I remember I saw in the window they had a big banner that said 2 weeks to stop the spread, and then, well, not stop, but to curb the spread. And then I think there was another banner that was like 30 days to curb the spread, and then from there, I think they didn't have another banner in the window telling people to not go to places.
Here to grab 3. 4 just in case. And everyone had that same concern.
Is that Sam's?
Within the week, stocks on shelves were getting noticeably low.
Yes, a lot of places did not have toilet paper. I think even my area didn't have toilet paper as well. Like I said, I don't think my area is one that is known for crazy people, but I could be wrong.
And from there, it was self-perpetuating. Bathroom paper was suddenly the hottest commodity in town.
Yeah.
Petrol stations, corner stores, major chain supermarkets, everybody was out.
Yep, I'm not surprised. And then people were selling it on the internet. I did make a meme about it, and well, I know a few people liked it, I think.
Then, of course, photos shared on social media and broadcast on television of empty shelves just amplified the hysteria again.
I just want 1 pack.
To which the media...
Well, you don't need toilet paper. Just wipe your butt with some soap and water. Or some water. And a rag. Just, like I said, hop in the shower. Have the water running on your backside. And then wipe your butt and your crack. All that bad stuff will go down the drain. And your butt will be nice and clean. Toilet paper is not essential. Or, yeah, I don't believe toilet paper is essential. And of course, I do know that ladies, now that I think about it, I do know that ladies use toilet paper to wipe the front as well. But, you know, you can just do the same thing. Just get yourself in the shower and just wipe yourself by, yeah, you can just let the water run on that area and wipe it with a rag and whatnot. Same thing with your butt.
said, don't buy it. But also, it is running out, but don't stop. But who knows when new stock...
Yeah, I didn't know that there were a lot of people going back and forth telling you to buy or not when it comes to toilet paper. Like I've been saying, toilet paper isn't essential when it comes to being clean, at least if you have access to running water in the shower. You can get that area cleaned with just water and soap if you choose to do so. But yeah.
is coming, but don't you hoard. But it may be many weeks before you can get more.
Yeah, I mean, they say not to hoard things. They said not to hoard things during all of this, but if you're not going to be able to get any of it for a while, then the only choice anybody has is to hoard the items.
The messaging to the public was a little mixed.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was another message that was mixed, but I will see what it has to say about that. I mean, I'll see if the internet historian talks about the other mixed messaging that came out during what we should do.
Saying to the nation this morning, Ali, stay calm, don't go and do it.
But race out there and get it so that you're not...
Then,
Well, at least they're self-aware of other news organizations.
as stock completely depleted, people were becoming desperate.
Every store I go to, every day, every city, and every hour of every day, you're gonna find completely
Well, yeah, I don't know why. Toilet paper's not essential.
empty shelves.
Fights broke out between
Excuse me.
those who had none and those who had too much.
Oh,
It was chaos in the aisles.
yeah, people are crazy.
Round one.
Oh,
Fight.
I think I remember hearing about this. I'm not for sure.
The Australian toilet roll crisis had reached
Oh,
critical
that's funny.
mass. People were threatening to shit in the store, and someone even pulled a knife.
Oh,
Is enough.
yeah, people are crazy. Yeah, people are crazy.
The CEO of Australia came out and said,
It's been one of the most disappointing things I've seen.
I didn't know that Australia had a CEO. I thought it was a prime minister. I think it's prime minister. I don't know Australian politics. I'm American.
Seen an Australian behaviour in response to this crisis.
but that scolding did little to quell the frenzy.
Well, yeah, it's not going to do anything. Whenever a politician goes up and starts talking about how, starts telling you what you should do, it's not going to do anything because it doesn't fix any of the immediate needs that people feel that they have. Or wants in this case, because, like I've been saying, this whole toilet paper thing is silly, and toilet paper is not an essential thing that you need. Especially if you have access to a shower and running water, you can get yourself clean, probably better than using toilet paper.
So, the media published articles informing people that actually this is all fake news.
If I remember right, wasn't there a newspaper that decided to print like 2 extra pages that will blank so that people could use them? Because I do remember a long time ago, you would see in movies when there was no toilet paper, newspaper would be used to wipe.
And 60% of Australia's toilet paper is produced domestically.
Oh, that's interesting. So, at least for the Australians, the ideal of, the concern, at least for Australians, the fear of a Chinese company or the Chinese government refusing to sell toilet paper is unfounded, or at least it's not as bad as what it could have been.
But that also didn't quell the frenzy.
Yeah.
So, supermarkets enacted a 1-pack per person.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that happened in my area too. where you could only buy one. And I think you could only buy one. And maybe there was some places where you could buy two. I don't quite remember. Excuse me.
Listen rule. But frenzies cannot be quelled. And so that's when the price online soared.
Oh, I didn't know too much about people scalping toilet paper. It sounds weird to say that people were scalping toilet paper, but it seems like that's what happened.
Amazon, eBay, Gumtree, toilet paper was everywhere. First for double the price, then triple. Then things just went wild. 10-pack, single rolls, a few pieces of 3-ply, all for crazy prices. People went from selling it by the pack to selling it by the gram.
What? That's funny. Just as he's alluding to, it's almost like a drug deal.
Number 2.
Oh, I do like that people are making jokes about that. That's a good one.
Lord.
And the rest of us who couldn't afford it had to get creative.
Well, they got some nice funnies there. Oh, yep. Dog. Yeah, that's a thing that you see sometimes in movies as well. Well, hopefully you wouldn't steal toilet paper. It's not worth it for toilet paper. If you're going to steal something that actually has value. I mean, I guess you could technically say it had value with the way the market was at the time, but that value faded, and yeah. That's something that has consistent value. That's probably the better way to say it. That if you're going to steal something or do something bad like that to get something that you shouldn't in an ill-gotten way, it should at least have a consistent value to it.
But fear not, citizen. Here come the heroes.
Who's the heroes? Oh, that's nice, I guess.
One of Australia's state newspapers swooped in with a special edition to save the day. It featured 8 blank pages at the back, just in case. By the way, this was after an Australian family had accidentally made a massive online order. They thought they were getting 48 rolls. Wrong. They were getting 48 boxes.
I think I seen this thing. I mean, not the news story about it, but I think I seen something about these boxes.
And soon they had become the de facto royalty of Australia. They built a throne with the boxes and sat aloft it.
Yeah, I think
I found the crown of Australia in the gutter, he said, and I picked it up.
But for the rest of us common folk, thievery was the only answer. We began stealing from public toilets. We began stealing from work.
A new survey has found 1 in 3 Aussies has stolen toilet paper from work to use at home.
Some started stealing from hotels.
Oh no. I mean, I get wanting to take a little bit extra for home, but not the whole roll. Not what this guy's doing.
Stealing from cars.
Whoa. Yeah, don't do that.
Stealing from the blind.
Oh.
Even animals were stealing. Some pretty good memes though.
That's funny.
And just as some relief was coming, thank God, a new shipment. But that truck burned down.
Excuse me. Oh no. That's horrible. 'Cause whatever would have been delivered would have helped at least a little bit. But it looks like it can't. I gotta clear my throat. Excuse me. I don't know why my throat is feeling so clogged today.
Fire crews rescued what rolls they could. The rest left charred and soggy.
Fascinatingly, a problem which began in and was specific to Australia.
Oh, it began in Australia? Oh, I did not know. I guess that explains why that he's talking about Australia as much as he is. I thought that he was just talking about Australia because he happens to be an Australian.
Was soon spreading to the rest of the world, despite the circumstances being completely different. In fact, stats time. In most countries, the majority of toilet paper is actually produced locally.
Not surprised. I mean, chopping down trees and making paper from it, I don't think is necessarily intensive as other forms of manufacturing.
Toilet paper is cheap but bulky, meaning it's expensive to ship relative to its retail value. So domestic producers are often able to manufacture at a cost lower than their international competitors. TLDR,
Okay.
unless the factories in your country shut down, there isn't going to be a shortage.
Makes sense.
But shut up and panic.
Yeah, people panicked anyways, and I didn't even know that. And we have matching shorts. Excuse me.
And so toilet paper became a highly profitable business. And that's when organized criminal gangs moved in. Armed robbers in Hong Kong held a delivery driver at knife point and got away with around 600 rolls. 18,000 pounds of toilet.
That's a lot of toilet people. Yeah.
Toilet paper was stolen from this lorry. And this. And
okay. he had the currency sign for the sterling pound, so it wasn't for sure if it was the value of 18,000 or it was just actual metric, not metric, but actual weight.
This, and many more. But it's time to move on. After about 4 weeks with consumption steady and everyone only having one ass to wipe, and supply increasing to compensate, toilet paper returned to shelves.
I don't remember how long it actually was. I just remember seeing everybody being crazy and thinking that, well, people were crazy. But yeah, we don't gotta worry about not having toilet paper now.
The balance was restoring. The shops were healing. Which meant it was time to panic about something else.
What are we gonna panic about now? Wait, 5G had something to do with this? I know there were some memes about 5G stuff, of people being crazy, I guess. I don't have a 5G phone, so you'll have to tell me if 5G is good or not. Yeah, I can only do 4G. And that's when I have
5G time. So you think it's a virus? That's cute. Let me finish.
Do they think it's like the Marco from Dead Space, where it sends out a signal and it changes things, and then it will, well, start making things horrible? I mean, if you didn't know, the Marco in Dead Space, it will emit some sort of signal that changes DNA and whatnot, and turns it into, then from there it will turn it into necromorphs and whatnot. Somehow the DNA changes, and then that affects the dead bodies, and then necromorphs start coming in place of the dead, something like that. But yeah, were they thinking that it was going to be something like that?
You're in on the scoop, rookie. See that tower over there? Now look at this. Coincidence? 5 Gs, 5 fingers.
I hope nobody was using that kind of argument, saying that 5G and 5 fingers had some sort of significance. I mean, I got 5 toes too. I mean, I got 10 in all. Like, I got 10 fingers, but yeah.
5 sides to a pentagram. PlayStation 5.
Yeah, some of the weird ways people connect things is kind of weird. I mean, it's interesting. I do find it interesting quite often how people choose to connect it, but at times it's definitely. But there's been quite a few times where the connection feels very, very forced, or very, what's the word? Very small. But somehow the person chooses to fit it. Just like I know that there was one Christian guy who you may have seen stuff about, who said that Pokemon was satanic, although there's a lot of people that said that. But from an older video of his, he claimed that Pokemon was satanic, and then I mean, one of the reasons why he said that it was is that with association with Magic the Gathering, because Wizards of the Coast, I think it was, were doing the cards the cards for both, and so with that connection, he said that Pokemon. With that connection, he used it as one of its bases that Pokemon is satanic, which is weird because it's not.
Awful lot of coincidences lining up, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of coincidences on a lot of things, and those coincidences, those little connections, I shouldn't say connections, those little similarities don't mean anything.
You say? And social media agreed. With these indisputable facts such as, I have headache.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that a radio wave can't cause you pain of some sort, so it's very possible that maybe somebody who is sensitive to those wavelengths could end up feeling something, but I don't know how true it is for somebody to be able to experience a headache from any of these radio waves that are going all around us.
It was only inevitable that the word would spread like a wildfire. It was time for the 5G squad to leap into action. 5G squad! Gwyneth Paltrow, that lady from that movie, Alien. People began protesting the 5G
What? Really? I did not know that there was... I knew there were a lot of... I knew know that there was some crazy people. That there was definitely some crazy people saying stuff, but I didn't know that there were actual protests. Okay.
Save lives! Hug someone! Save lives!
Well, I agree. Hugging somebody, giving out free hugs can help somebody's day be better. It could genuinely save them, although it would save them from depression, maybe. But yeah, he is right. If you're going to give free hugs, it might help somebody. Might save somebody in the long run.
5G network!
And the destruction.
Oh yeah, I think I did hear about people destroying 5G towers. Or at least something like
was
that.
Extensive. I had no idea really until I started digging. But in the UK, over 50...
Wow, that's a lot.
50 towers were vandalized or set ablaze in a single month. Reported by April, 39 servicing engineers had been attacked on the job.
Oh, I think I've seen this one. I think I've seen this one where the lady is like, if you're going to turn that on, everybody's going to die. No, nobody's going to die. I think I had heard about people being destructive towards the 5G towers, but I didn't know how extensive it was. Whenever there's something new, people really do get scared, and that fear is very unfounded.
You know, when they turn this on, it's going to kill everyone, and that's why they're building the hospitals?
Again, with the weird connections. I mean, with the weird, is that the way to... Because they're not connected. It's the weird coincidence... Not coincidence. The weird connections that people are making about things. No, they're not building hospitals because of 5G coming up. They're building hospitals because it was COVID and they needed more space to be able to treat people, to treat and quarantine people who are suffering from the worst effects of COVID. Excuse me.
In North Carolina, one woman just started opening fire on a couple of technicians.
What? Oh, wait. No. You shouldn't shoot people. You shouldn't shoot people unless it's in self-defense.
There were two workers up on the tower when the shots rang out. A third worker on the ground ran up into this area, and that's where he called for help.
The two men were okay.
Was there something with the 5G tower that made it so that he couldn't call? I'm kind of curious.
But when police came, she armed herself with 2 axes and barricaded herself in her home.
Wait, I think I heard something about a woman with 2 axes, but I don't think I knew about this. And she looks like an older woman too.
Did you shoot at a cell tower worker, ma'am?
She's out on bond and she's had the weapons confiscated.
Well, makes sense. Yeah. Well, hopefully she gets a fair trial. She was crazy, and it looks like she is embarrassed about what she did, and she probably should be embarrassed about what she did. Luckily, it seems like nobody was actually hurt, but yeah, don't shoot at people unless it's in self-defense.
New 5G. Stimulate your senses.
In Auckland, New Zealand, at least a dozen 5Gs have been vandalised or set ablaze.
Mysterious fires have hit 15 cell towers in the last 6 weeks.
Oh, so this was definitely going around all around the world, this whole 5G scale.
In the Netherlands, 16. Reports of more in Ireland, Cyprus and Belgium. Counter-terrorist police are getting involved in Australia, and 7 cell tower fires in Montreal, Canada. Although, one big problem. How do you tell 5G from the regular Gs?
I mean, I don't think you can. I do know that there might be micro towers, there might be little micro nobes, because I do remember when I went to visit my dad a while ago, he kind of lives in the outskirts of the city that he lives in. He lives in a trailer park, and all along one of the roads that is along on one of the roads alongside that runs alongside the trailer park, the electrical poles have little black boxes, and I'm assuming that those black boxes are 5G nodes, because if you didn't know, 5G does not move. 5G cannot go as far as 4G because it is a small wavelength, I think it is, and small wavelengths are not able to move as far and are not able to penetrate as well as other things.
You strap yourself in and feel the G's!
Well, it's not actually that easy for the untrained eye. Most of the destroyed towers were actually just regular ones, carrying essential 2 to 4G network infrastructure, causing outages for emergency services and the public.
That's not good. Emergency people need to be able to talk. And it looks like
naturally,
they can't.
YouTube and Facebook started cracking down on the 5G conspiracy groups.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't like the whole fact-checking thing, but I do understand that this is one of those cases where I have a feeling that most sane people are able to agree that they have an unfounded fear of 5G.
And the movement has gone somewhat under.
Oh yeah, I should say with that, with people agreeing, I hope most people agreeing that there was an unfounded fear with 5G. Even though I don't like a big organization or a company censoring what people are saying, I can say that at least with this thing, I don't feel like that it would have hurt as much as other things that people might say.
The ground.
Excuse me.
Oh my God, they're in on it.
Oh my.
Alongside false causes came false cures. No vaccine yet? No problem. Here's a list of...
There's always... Excuse me. There's always some sort of home remedies that people use for just about anything, so... I don't really know about any of the home remedies for COVID. The only one that I know that some people may have done is... what some people may have done is use ivermectin, which you shouldn't use unless a doctor tells you to.
Placebos that'll get you patched up. High-dose infusions of vitamin C, silver solution, touching your TV, kissing...
Yeah, I don't think any of that stuff would work. It's quite obvious none of that stuff would work. And if you get too much vitamin C, you can... I mean, if you get too much of any vitamins, you can get sick.
A shrine, spiritual
I do remember the shrine thing. I thought that was kind of funny.
Vaccines, plant sap in the eye, special mattress, cow urine, cow dung, camel urine, a cotton ball soaked in violet oil in the anus, miracle mineral solution, drinking fish tank cleaner, eating fruit.
Yeah, I do think I remember hearing about the fish tank cleaner thing from one individual, but that particular case was kind of odd, and there's some discrepancies as far as if it was truly consensual or something like that.
That looks like the virus, treatment packs, toothpaste, the biocharger NG, subtle energy platform TM, vegetarianism.
Yeah, no.
Virus shutout protection pendants, healthy living, radionics machine, schwang stringlang ganglion, injecting house cleaner, hand cream, garlic, banunus, alcohol, water, ginger, lemon, mangoes, durian, onions. It's everything.
Yeah, I did not know how widespread all these so-called all these so-called remedies could be.
Everything and anything is apparently a cure. But who needs cures? I've got something better.
Oh, what's that?
Add time.
Oh, fun.
Soon. Soon we will be together.
Oh, is this NordVPN?
They are ready for you, Mr. VPN.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Today we're looking at NordVPN.
I've never used it. Well, I've used a VPN before. It was somewhat helpful, but I don't really know if I truly need to get one.
Gather round, everyone. Here's my girlfriend. Well, a friend. She's my girlfriend, but I'm not her boyfriend. It's complicated. Point is, she doesn't use NordVPN. If she did, she could access international catalogs from her favorites.
Yeah, I don't do streaming stuff really, so that part doesn't help me at all.
Streaming services. Oh shit, get down. Now let's pretend that this window is her computer security. Look how easily I can just snatch up all their data.
Yep.
Jackpot. If she had used NordVPN, we wouldn't be looking at all her personal photos.
Oh.
Hey, look at this one. Oh shit, we're busted. Everyone, cheese it.
Oh, laundromat.
Oh, nice. Now imagine this was you. And imagine this was a 3-year plan with 70% off.
Why is it a stocking cap for winter?
It was a 3 extra month.
Okay, that's weird. I don't quite get it.
He won't stop. I need to buy tickets and leave the country.
Well, you might be able to get them cheaper if you use NordVPN.
Oh no. No, not again.
Uh-oh. What?
Public Wi-Fi isn't safe. Encrypt your browsing with your VPN.
Taxi.
No sweat. I can see from her browsing history that she is going to Japan.
Well, yeah, I guess you could get that from somebody's browsing history.
Finally. Some peace. There's no way he can find me here in Japan.
I mean, your IP address would tell where you are.
Really? An Airbnb's Wi-Fi? Don't you know how dangerous that is? Also, there's access to international content.
How did he find me? No.
Oh no, snakes.
They're biting me. Help.
Snake pit.
Yes, it's a snake pit.
NordVPN でデータを保護する。
This wouldn't have happened if you would use NordVPN.
Well, there are times that you should definitely tell somebody that it's their fault. Although I don't know if this is one of them.
これは起こりませんでした。
That's a lot of snakes. Supply chain. Yeah, we're still suffering from supply chain stuff.
The lockdown had some interesting carryovers on the agricultural sector.
Right.
Let's talk about the sexy topic of food supply.
Yeah, because there was a less output of, because it wasn't enough workers to be able to continue to do work that's related to getting products to the store. There was less food for people to buy, and I think we are still suffering from some of that even today.
You can roughly break goods into 2 categories: commercial and retail.
Right.
With all the restaurants and a ton of manufacturing shut down, the commercial side came to a grinding halt. Half of the stock had nowhere to go.
Right.
Maybe we could just send it to the supermarkets.
Well,
no can do.
You have to repackage, process, and deliver all of that stuff before the new expiration date and with a limited workforce. Then you'd have to get the supermarkets to...
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't as many people working to do this stuff.
...agree to take all that extra stock.
Although, I don't think I knew that they needed to... Well, I mean, it makes sense that they needed to probably reprocess it before the expiration date. But that didn't come to mind for some reason.
And meanwhile, people aren't going to simply buy twice as many groceries. So either it rots on the shelves or the price drops below cost. What's the point?
Cheap meat!
So there's a big surplus. The supply chain had broken. By week 1 of the lockdown, farmers all around the country are looking at their billions of dollars of quickly expiring crop with no one to take it from them.
Yeah, there really wasn't anybody to even do the work to do that as well.
And they know that by next week, they'll have double that amount.
Yeah.
Sandra, how many eggs do we eat a week? I don't know, probably 10? Why? That means our leftovers are going to be about 750,000 eggs. Well, I don't want 750,000 chickens. I guess there's only one thing to do.
They killed them.
So the farmers began neutralizing their crops.
Yep.
Target neutralized.
It was a slaughter.
Oh, my cabbages!
Millions of pounds of onions were buried alive in Idaho. Farmers stopped making grain and started making donuts. Donuts on their tractors all over the field, turning everything to compost. Cabbages were being ravaged. The potatoes weren't being atoed. Boo.
Okay, that was a joke, I guess.
I have potato blood in my veins.
Squash were being compressed. The dairy farmers of America estimated that 3.7 million gallons of milk were being dumped every day.
That's a lot of milk. I wonder if those places smelled. I mean, I knew that there was a lot of milk. I do know that in Canada, they have some sort of thing where milk is expensive or something like that. There's something about the milk in Canada where it seems to be. Yeah, there's something about the milk in Canada where the price. Well, I remember hearing that the price is somewhat fixed or something like that, because I think the several milk groups are colluding together to do as such, something like that.
Oh, he needs some milk. But once the farmers had destroyed their crops, of course, they had to immediately plant new ones, because demand could come back and you wouldn't want to get caught a whole crop cycle behind the market. So the cycle would repeat and repeat and repeat until everything returned to normal.
Yeah, it's still not normal. Zoom. Yeah, the whole Zoom thing was stupid. But it did help parents know more of what their children are doing as far as class. Because I do imagine that there are a lot of parents that don't know too much about the teachers that are teaching them.
Zoom. So everyone was locked in their houses.
Yep,
but
work, go out.
School and life had to carry on.
Yeah, I wasn't in college, so I didn't have to worry about it.
What's 9 plus 10?
And that's where Zoom came in. Simple to use, able to host up to 100 people.
Wow, I didn't know that you could do 100 people on Zoom. Although, I've never needed to use it.
Per meeting. Millions moved over to Zoom and it skyrocketed to #1 in the App Store. Companies and educational institutions all jumped on the Zoom train too.
Yep.
Why not? It was so easy.
I think it's free too, for the most part. But I do know that some of the proprietary remote learning apps I don't like what they did.
What you needed was the room key. Even the boomers could use it.
Oh,
can you see my dog? Teehee. Look, I can change the background.
That's cool.
Oh my god, did he fall?
These are some of my friends from high school.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I'll see you on Wednesday.
But many weren't used to having a camera pointed at them for long periods.
Yeah.
Some even forgot they were being watched.
Very high standards and like
or didn't know that the camera had turned on at all.
Your video is on.
And then someone had a brilliant idea.
Uh-oh.
What if I just published this room key online?
Oh no. Does Zoom have, how do I say it? Any other sort of protections? Any other sort of privacy things?
Dude, I've been in this thing for a while. No one said anything.
Hi, Mr. Knob. Are you joining us? Do you have a breastfeeding question?
That's random. I mean, he looked kind of like a Chad, though. Just smoking there in the center of all the ladies.
My bugging, we're fucking married dead right now, bro.
What?
Good to see you again.
Oh. Ah. I wonder what
And
this
what if I
meeting
gave
was
it to one
supposed
of my
to be.
favorite online creators?
Oh.
Perhaps some of the greatest live stream content to ever grace this humble platform.
Oh. Yeah. So what's this going to be? I don't think I knew too much. I don't think I learned anything about any of the crazy Zoom stuff that wasn't sexual. So I don't know of any of the actual memeing or trolling type things that a lot of people have done.
Okay.
Take
Oh,
out
he's
your
dabbing.
number 2 pencils. It's time to learn.
Yeah.
I am a Shashamya from
Oh. Okay.
University.
Too mad. Who let you
Oh.
in?
Hey guys, this is Chris.
Hey guys, this is Joe Nuts.
Are
Joe
you
Nuts.
in my class?
Yes, I am transfer student from Oyengun Village.
Oh.
A transfer student from where do you say?
From Oyengun
Okay.
What are we learning today? Does anyone want to tell me I come to class late?
Alrighty. Oh, well, I mean, stereotypes can be fun.
And no one wants to tell me why? Why? Tell me reason.
Oh.
Wrong.
Something going on?
In the wrong section there, brother.
I'm part of Zoom. I'm an employee of Zoom.
Oh.
You're gonna have to press Alt and F4 at the same time
Oh,
on the
no.
keyboard to fix your room because it's currently public.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
You guys are going to start the next revolution in America.
Wait, what? What did he say? Not
It's
him,
currently
but...
public.
I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that.
You guys are going to start the next revolution in America.
Ah. I don't think that's something you should say. I mean... Depending on what you want, depending on how you want to describe some things, you could... I mean, you could describe some of the the progress that we have made when it comes to rights for people, or being able to do stuff. You can say that those could be, you can describe those as revolutions, but when I think of the word revolution, I do not think of those things.
We hope. I mean, we can definitely use one.
Revolution.
Ah.
I like the sound of that.
Okay.
Who's Hunter? Hunter, let me in.
Hunter Biden?
Hunter, why did you do this? Yes, it was. Don't nod your. Don't do that with your head. No, you did.
Who are you?
What do you mean? Who am I? I'm a dead and you let me through the gate.
Yeah? You got in? Oh.
Oh my god, what the...
Wow. He got some belly. Oh.
I don't think there is a
Well,
realistic
at least you can kick people if you need to.
way where they could do anything about it.
What's 2 plus 4?
2 plus...
That's
21.
Alright, I'm gonna wrap up this thoughts about Natalie's story.
Pretending to speak Chinese.
History class. Oh hell yeah!
And he's lost an election twice.
Did he? I don't know much about Abraham Lincoln.
He
Wow. There's a penis.
He's
He's distracted by the penis.
He's like so confused. He saw the cock and he was
Rename.
like, what?
What are you gonna rename?
Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about it now.
Robert.
Okay. So, you guys can
It's
open
a
up.
video.
I'll give you a minute or two to open up.
Oh.
Take that off your screen.
Wait, take what off his screen? His image of himself?
Robert! Robert's gonna get some trouble! Robert's probably in his room right now just fucking freaking out. It's like, it's not me!
Right.
I'm Robert, baby.
Uh-oh, he got kicked.
How could you?
But then they had a whole bunch of controversies. And
well, hopefully they added security since then, because, yeah, they had some trouble, it seems, with security. Or privacy, at least, with rooms, but it seems like that there's other stuff going on.
a number of schools and companies stopped using the platform. RIP. Even though the stock price keeps going up.
Oh, interesting. Nitro 2 Reloaded? I'm not for sure what he's going to talk about with this.
With people locked in their homes, nature was allowed to return.
Oh, it's the whole the nature's healing thing. Well, I mean, as far as I do know, there is truth that things were clearing up a little bit. So, yeah. But that does make me worry, and many others worried, that maybe these kinds of things, these lockdowns could happen. No, how do I say it? It does make me worry that lockdown type things could happen in intervals for the sake of the Earth, and that would not be fun.
To the unoccupied streets. The healing had begun.
Real happy world.
I see.
Satellite imagery showed pollution levels dropping everywhere.
Cool.
The canals of Venice were changing from their usual feculent brown to a vibrant blue, as boats were docked and silt could resettle.
Right.
From their windows, residents could see fish, algae, and other sea life return to the waters.
Ah,
but that wasn't all. Animals saw the free real estate and began migrating into the cities and towns.
Yeah.
Sheep and whales took back the town and ruled over it with an iron hoof.
Oh.
Hungry monkeys and...
I think I knew about the monkeys. That I knew about.
Thailand took to the city square as the tourists who usually fed them disappeared. Giant ducks were seen in London. Alligators in Florida were once again using the roads. Rats in New Orleans were... No, that's normal. Otters in Singapore. Oh my god. Are we the virus?
No, we'll find.
Human beings are disease.
That is profound. Dude. Maybe we were the real corona all along. Nature...
No, we are fine.
Returned to New York for the first time since it was established. Real
what?
Corona all
what?
along. Nature returned to New York.
What?
Maybe we were the real corona all along. Nature returned to New York for the first time since it was established in 65 million BC.
Oh.
We even had a good fake out on an extinct species, the Malabar civet, which hasn't been seen for 30 years. Oh my god. Although it turns out it was just a regular, sick Indian civet.
Oh.
Scooters were returning to the riverways. Nilgai? Haven't heard of that.
Nope.
Cows had begun returning to the ocean. Cats was seen by some in London to a limited audience. Sambar were incorrectly using zebra crossings. And giraffes had returned to the cities.
Oh.
Nature
Penguins.
is healing.
Shopping
Namaste.
Ow.
Anyway, I'm busy. That's the lesson. Here's a multi-tool. Good luck out there. Please close the door behind you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh
so what coils await us?
Is this Mars?
Oh.
This is
Mars.
One hell of a twist. I know, right? Oh my god, it's
Musk.
Elon Musk. Yes. A double twist. Welcome home.
Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
A
Oh
13.
my god.
Oh,
it's a
Obama.
Twist.
Video over. The next one's almost done. Give me 2 weeks.
Okay. He does have a part 2. I will probably watch that next in its own video as well. I don't know why. I definitely feel tired, although I did have a good time watching the Internet Historian. like I imagine most people will have a good time watching the Internet Historian. He is funny in the content that he makes, and hopefully I was able to say something that was of value with his videos. But if not, hopefully it was at least entertaining what I had to say. Yeah, I don't quite know what to say. So, if you liked the video, then make sure to like and subscribe here. And with that, you can look at the end screen, and you can find some other videos to watch, hopefully. And so with that, I will say, regardless of the time of day that it is for you, either that being noon, morning, or night, hopefully you are having a good time. And with that, I bid you adieu.